Clutch Sports Talk. Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How you doing? It's your boy Ryan Flowers, aka Clutch Sports Talk, in the house. It's Sunday morning, and it's not just any Sunday morning. It's a special Sunday morning for two reasons. One, I'll get into in just a minute, but the first reason is it's the first week of NFL football from now until February. I'm so excited. I'm back. I'm going to be back consistently now. I got things to talk about him, but we got a great show in store for you guys this morning with Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. I'm going to be talking about the Rams and the Bills, the game on Thursday night. Wow, a lot to digest from that. And also, I got to talk about every game this week for week one, from the first morning game all the way to the Monday night game tomorrow. And then, most importantly, at the end of the show, we're going to talk about the week one clutch picks. I'm going to give you 4 teams that I'm going to be riding with this week, and hopefully, I'll get on the winning side. So, hey, get your coffee, mimosa, whatever you got to do, but sit back and relax and enjoy the show. This is Clutch Sports Talk, NFL Sunday morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Let's go.
And I was on mute that whole time. Great. So listen, I was on mute that whole time. But what I was saying basically, but we can't forget 9/11. Obviously, today is a day of all days to remember as an American. It's part of the reason why I even joined the service, like I said before. It's a very important day for most of us. Not only is it the first week of the National Football League, but again, it's probably one of the worst events to happen in this country's history, and it's something that we don't want to forget. We want to remember those who lost their lives that day, and all those who protected this country, including myself and everyone else. If you lost a loved one, man, hey, remember them today. But just know that I would like to say we're a strong nation, but it is what it is. But I'm just letting you know, remember 9/11. So, all right, that's it. No more seriousness about that. So anyway, week one's back. What can I say? It's probably one of the most exciting days for me. Just in general. I mean, for kids like Christmas, that like Halloween. As an adult, I've grown to love the first week of the National Football League. You can't get past that. You know what I mean? It's like as a kid, you're running down the stairs Christmas morning, looking under the tree for presents. But for me, I'm looking through the schedule and I'm looking for games that I'm going to be glued in. Obviously, for those who know me, I'm a Cowboys fan. I know, right? But I'm going to be, and of course, we're in prime time tonight. So that's awesome for me. So I can really focus on the other games later on today. And look, we're going to talk about those games today. But before we get to those games, I want to talk about the Bills, Josh Allen, and the Rams, Matthew Stafford, and all the other issues that they may have potentially going in. So, first things first, let's just start with that. So Josh Allen came into LA last week, Thursday, to start off the season. And wow, they really put it on the Rams. I mean, that game to me was not even in question at all. Like, I picked the Bills to win. I thought that I didn't think it was going to be what it was. I thought maybe the Rams would have put up a fight, but the Bills showed that they are, if not the best team in the National Football League, and if they are not the class of the National Football League. Josh Allen was stupendous. Stephon Diggs, just burning dudes all over the field. I mean, listen, the Bills defense got out there, obviously adding Von Miller, another pass rusher to another strong defense. The Bills definitely, the only way the Bills are going to lose is if the Bills decide they want to lose. I get it. It's the National Football League. I'm not saying they're going to go 17-0. I get that, right? But they're strong, man. If you look at, they really don't have a glaring weakness, at least to me. In the past, you would say that their running game might be weak, but realistically, it's decent. It's decent enough to the fact that they don't need a strong running game. And in the modern NFL, you don't need to have a ground and pound type of running back. You just need a couple guys to get the job done, to run the ball on certain downs that you need to run the ball on. But most importantly, you got to have the right quarterback. And they definitely have the right quarterback in Josh Allen, obviously. Now, the Rams, on the other hand, I'm a little bit concerned now. In the offseason, they added Bobby Wagner, they added Allen Robinson, and now on paper, that looks great. It looks great, obviously, to an already stacked roster. But like I've said this before, and I've been documented on my show, on other people's shows that I've been on, the Rams are beatable. I mean, any team is beatable in football. I get that. But the way you read the media, you read social media, it's like the Rams are like this super team and yada, yada, yada. But they can be beaten. Remind you, they are an interception away from not even being in the Super Bowl. I believe it's Jaworski Tart. If he intercepts that ball in the NFC Championship game, the Niners maybe hang on. Now, I know there was some time remaining left in that game, but it could have changed the whole swing of that outcome. Now, he didn't intercept it. They end up going down the field, getting the touchdown that they needed to win the game, and therefore they get pushed into the Super Bowl. Now, fast forward to the Super Bowl. They're literally one block away from losing the Super Bowl. Okay. I've talked about this on numerous occasions. So the Rams can be beat. Matthew Stafford isn't what people think he is. He had a great year. Don't get me wrong. He's a nice, solid quarterback. But I wouldn't say he came up clutch in the Super Bowl. He just had a really good team around him. I mean, I'm not to say that that's his fault. Obviously, you should want to build a good team around him. But what I will say is that he's still the guy from Detroit. He's just in a better situation, okay? I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he's garbage, but he's not this elevated guy that people really think he is, all because he went to LA now, right? It showed time and time again. He'll make some really good throws that you're like, wow, okay. And then he'll come back and make some throws that'll make you say, wow, okay, but in the wrong way, okay? So he had, 2 interceptions the other night. I won't say the Rams are in trouble. They're still a good football team. They still have talent, but don't think they're this juggernaut. Okay. I still have them to win the division, but I think the Niners, depending on what I see today from Trey Lance, they may have a shot because Kyle Shanahan has the Rams number. He just does. And that division, even though Arizona is going to be starting off without, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, and his whole situation with his contract, yada, yada, yada. But the Niners are definitely going to push the Rams for that division. Now, I think the Rams in the end will probably end up winning it, but don't be surprised if the 49ers come in and split one of those 2 games during divisional play. But the Rams are not this unstoppable force. I want people to recognize that and understand that. And you might think that I'm hating on them. It's not that I'm hating on. I'm from LA, obviously, so, but I'm just keeping it real. And the Rams are not this unstoppable force. Okay. Cooper Kupp is their guy. If you can somehow slow him down, you're not going to shut him down, but if you can somehow slow him down, their offense is really pedestrian. They don't really have a running game. Okay. Cam Akers is supposed to be the number 1 back. I think he only got 3 touches the whole entire game. I'm not sure what happened there, but if you start forcing Matthew Stafford to be that guy, to bring you back, He's not that guy, man. Trust me, he's not that guy. So I'm not down on the Rams. I still think that they have a good chance of representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, but don't be surprised if other teams in the NFC can give them a slight push, okay? Because listen, Aaron Donald, one of the greatest players, if not of all time, you can figure out ways to scheme around him more often than not, especially good teams like the Buffalo Bills that have weapons, they have talent all over the football field. And they got the job done. What was the score? 31-10, and then Jalen Ramsey getting smoked like a pack. Come on, man. Right? And I'm not gonna bring this up. Well, I guess I will bring it up, but social media gets on Trayvon Diggs for getting smoked. But Jalen Ramsey, who's supposed to be the top guy, the top corner and the top guys in the NFL in the defensive back area, he's getting smoked. Okay. Cowboys Can Fan Podcast, upsets of the week. You know what? I'm gonna get into that. So stick around. Actually, we'll just dive right into that real quick. So I'm gonna break down each and every game, and I'm gonna give you some upsets, right? So let's just get straight into it. Let me get that up. But good question. And I do got some upsets. I do have some upsets, if I'm not mistaken, that I went through. So let's take a look at that. So, all right, out the gate. All right, we got the Eagles and the Lions. Now, this was a matchup last year that did not vote well for the Detroit Lions. Okay, I believe they lost 44-6 last year. Now the Eagles are traveling on the road. The Eagles do have a vaunted roster on paper. Now, if you're thinking I'm going to go with the Lions, I thought about it, but then I was like, they're still the Lions. And although the Hard Knocks was very heartfelt, they still are just the Lions. Now, they may be improved slightly. Dan Campbell, I give him a little bit more credit because, I thought he was just like this meathead, right? But I will say that I think his coaching style is unique. I'm not sure if it works for the NFL for the most part, because just like anything else in life, it's a results business, right? And I don't think his methods, I don't know if he's a strong enough X's and O's coach to win most of these games. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one, although it is going to be a close one. It's I think the spread was -5.5, -6 in some areas that you chose. But I think the game will be close, but the Lions somehow will find a way to lose the game. So I got the Eagles in the first game out the gate, right? So he said, let's see what he says. He says, would love to see the Lions somehow pull it off. I mean, of course, I would love, as a Cowboys fan, I would love the Lions. I just think that Lions, to me, are just not there yet to win those close games. Usually, bad teams always find ways to lose games. That's just how it goes, unfortunately, unless they have to figure out a way to learn how to win. And maybe it starts a little bit this year, but right now, I think the Eagles got a little bit too much for them. All right, the next game, Colts and Texans, a divisional game. This should be a no-brainer. Colts are on the road. They're favored by 6.5, -7. Matt Ryan is there. Pittman Jr. coming off a really good, solid rookie year. Jonathan Taylor, offensive line, hopefully he's healthy again and they can get back on the right track. I think Quentin Nelson signed some huge deal yesterday, so he's feeling good. His pockets are feeling heavy. Unfortunately for the Texans, they just don't have enough. And I like the Colts in this game, so no upset there. Now, this next one, the Browns and the Panthers. This is significant. Why? Well, Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. And who is his old team? The Cleveland Browns, right? So Cleveland is heading into Charlotte. This one's a pick'em. This is a pick'em game. But I started to tend to lean towards the Panthers. But I think, and I might regret this. I think I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns on this one. And here are my reasons why. This is one of my upset picks of the week. Although it's a pick 'em, but a lot of people probably like Carolina. They're at home, and the Cleveland Browns are just a mess, right? And here's the reason why I'm going to go with the Browns in this particular case. I think on paper, the Browns still have a talented roster. Their defense is strong. I think there's a lot of hate for Baker Mayfield. I think a lot of guys like them in the locker room. I like to see how they're going to play against him. Baker Mayfield comes off as a smug punk. And you're right. Amari Cooper is added to the Browns roster. Who's the starting quarterback? I think it's Jacoby Brissett. He's not terrible. But I think he has an overall better roster than the Carolina Panthers do. And I think Christian McCaffrey's probably going to get hurt at some point in this game. I hate to say it, but that's just a fact. I mean, the guy is always hurt, seems like, and I think he may not even last the full game. So yeah, your Cowboys Can Fan podcast. I'm interested to see Amari Cooper, just to see him in a different uniform, right? Obviously, this is his third team. Amari Cooper is a good talent, but mentally the guy is not locked in all the time. His game does not travel a lot. Like when they go to the tarmac and check in to hit on that team plane to go to wherever they're going to play, he leaves his game on the tarmac half the time. Maybe the lights are too bright for him, especially when he was here in Dallas. Maybe it won't be as bad because expectations are low in Cleveland. We'll see. But I like the Browns to win this game today in a pick'em matchup. All right, moving along, the next game is the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. Now, this one is a little close. The line has changed several times since I've looked, but last time I checked this morning, it was -6.5. The San Francisco 49ers are the favorite. Now, George Kittle is questionable, I would say. At best, he has a growing injury. My best guess is that he probably won't play. So Trey Lance, first start in the National Football League, going up against the Bears, who really don't have much to offer. I like the San Francisco 49ers in this case. Now, the Bears really don't have a great offensive line. Justin Fields has no one to really throw to consistently. They have no running game. The only thing they got going for them is that they're at home, and I like deep dish pizza, and that's about it. So I like the Niners to cruise to this one because their defense is good. There's no doubt about that. I like their defense. And I think without George Kittle not being there, I still think they got enough guys on the outside to get the job done. And Trey Lance will have a pretty solid afternoon against the Chicago Bears. All right, here we go. Moving on to the Jags and Washington Commanders. Jacksonville's heading into the D.C. area, our nation's capital. Trevor Lawrence. This one is an upset pick for me. Now, the line is close. It's -3. I like the Jags a little bit more than most people do. Trevor Lawrence got a better coach than Doug Peterson. He's got a nice running game now. They've added some guys on the offensive side of the ball, and then they added some guys on the defense through the draft. The Commanders don't really have a solid quarterback. Carson Wentz is not – he's so erratic. So although the Jags are another type of a losing team, I still think they get the job done today against the Washington Commanders, and they pulled out in a close one, I think probably by a field goal or so, and the Jaguars will win their first game of the year, and the Commanders will fall again. All right, next one out the gate, we got the, New England Patriots and Miami Dolphins. To me, this has got to be a no-brainer. The Patriots are falling apart. They got like 25 offensive coordinators. They have never developed a wide receiver. Mac Jones is going to be a sitting duck. Dolphins' new coach, right? Obviously, Brian Flores is out. Daniel's in. They still got Tua. They added Tyreek Hill. They drafted Jalen Waddle. They've got some talent. Miami Dolphins should easily win this game. Now, the line is close. It says -3. Look, Miami Dolphins fans, listen. And I'm not hating I'm not hating. Mac Jones is Mac Jones. It's not his fault. He needs a lot of help, and he just doesn't have it. Now, I will say, and here's the thing. He says, we don't even know what this might. I mean, you're right. You're right. I was just getting ready to make that point. Look, Mike McDaniels may not even be a great football coach, right? But he's been around a while. I would assume he would have learned something from Kyle Shanahan at some point. Now, Bill Belichick is the king of this division, but I think he's slipping just a little bit. Now, the Dolphins should win this game. It is -3. The Dolphins are favorite. If the Dolphins don't win this game, then that's it. I'm off the Dolphins bandwagon. You got to win this game. You're talented. You have more talent than the Patriots do. Now, I will say the Patriots defense is always pretty stout, but it's their offense. Will they be able to get it going? We'll see. And a lot of pressure is going to be on Tua today too. So I'm going to be really locked in on that matchup. I want to see how he plays, especially because he has a lot of weapons surrounding him. There's no reason why Tua should not thrive now, but we'll see. Will he just be another Alabama quarterback that just can't get it done in the National Football League? But there's no reason now. Like I said, you added one of the most electrifying talents in wide receiver with Tyreek Hill. You drafted some guys. You have a solid tight end and Mike Gesicki. Your offensive line is good. Listen, you guys got to get it done. And Tua, if you choke, man, it's a wrap for you, bro. I already was kind of on the fence on him already, but we'll give him one more shot to see if he can take the talent that he has on the roster and produce, okay? Because like I said before, it's a results-based league, and you got to win. You got to win. All right. Here's another upset for me today. You guys know if you watched my division prediction show a couple weeks ago, I am high on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they're traveling into Cincinnati as underdogs, -7 the last time I checked. I like the Steelers. And you're probably going to be like, what? The Steelers, Mitchell Trubisky over Joe Burrow? Listen, now, the Bengals surprised a lot of people. I will say that, okay? They've improved their offensive line. They added Lyle Collins to help bolster that shameful offensive line that could not keep Joe Burrow up in the Super Bowl. But for some reason, I like Mike Tomlin. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like what they can do. If they can get that, if Mitchell Trubisky can just be decent, this team has enough weapons on offense to get it done. And their defense is, I mean, you got one of the best players in the National Football League, TJ Watt. You got Fitzpatrick. You got Cameron Hayward. You got guys on that defense. This team, listen, this is a sleeper team. I'm telling you, people. And a lot of people are high on the Bengals. They're the Super Bowl darlings. They made it. They made this run. Not taking anything away from them, but that's last season. That's last season. Trust me. It's what have you done lately? And I like the Pittsburgh Steelers in this matchup to win this game and move on. And I do like the Steelers to win the division overall. Overall, I do like that. So let me know what you guys think about that one, because that's one of my upsets of the week. Moving on, we got the Ravens heading into New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, to take on the Jets without Zach Wilson. Straight up, this is an easy one. Sorry, my cousin, who's a Jets fan. You guys are going to probably get smashed in this one. Look, the Ravens are healthy. Lamar Jackson is looking to prove to a lot of people he deserves the money that he's going to want at the end of the season. Now, his contracts failed this week or going into the weekend, but he's still going to play. The Ravens are just a better team overall, and the Baltimore Ravens just get it done. All right, pretty simple there. Okay, Saints at the Falcons. I'm high on the Saints. I actually have them winning the division. Their division this year. I think Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to take a step back, and I'll talk about them later on. But the Saints are on the uptake. Jameis Winston, although his training methods are very unique, nonetheless, the guy can sling the ball. He can sling the ball. Okay. And he's got some weapons out there. Mike Thomas is coming back. They're drafting Chris Olave. You still have Alvin Kamara. And Dennis Allen, I think, is a solid coach. That defense will be ready to go. And I like the Saints. And I like the Saints in this matchup. The Falcons are going to be struggling. Marcus Mariota is this new quarterback in Atlanta. I'm not sure how it's going to go down. Not sure how it's going to go down. But I like the Saints in this matchup. All right. Kansas City at Arizona today. This one is a no-brainer for me as well. I like the Chiefs to roll the Cardinals today. Patrick Mahomes, I was a little bit down on them a little bit, but I watched a couple of their preseason games. I see how creative they are. And I know they're going to miss Tyreek Hill. Don't get me wrong. They're going to miss Tyreek Hill. But what I know about Andy Reid is that he's successful everywhere he goes, and they're going to figure out ways to get the ball to their best players and maybe even discover new guys that we never knew about. And I like the Chiefs in this matchup because, look, Arizona Cardinals, they don't have the DeAndre Hopkins for 4 or 5 weeks. Their running game is, it's all right. Their defense is, it's okay. Kyler Murray's probably going to be running around for his life because the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line is one of the best. Now, their back end is pretty terrible, especially losing Honey Badger to New Orleans. But I still feel like they'll get the job done this afternoon in Arizona today. All right. New York Giants, Tennessee Titans. This one's pretty simple. Tennessee Titans win this all day. The New York Giants are a mess of a team. Brian Daboll, although I think is a good coach, not the best situation to go into. Of all the vacancies you chose, that were open this year, this was not the best team to go to. Questions at quarterback. You have a star player in Saquon Barkley that has not played a full season in, I don't think, ever, right? No wide receivers. If your best wide receiver is Kenny Golladay, you're in trouble. Literally, they have nothing. Their defense is pretty solid for the most part, but offensively, they just don't have enough. I feel like the Tennessee Titans are going to roll this one easily and get the dub in week 1. Here's another upset that I have. A lot of people are high on the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not. I still like Green Bay to win this game on the road. Aaron Rodgers is in that John Wick mode right now, because I'm pretty sure he's hearing it. Oh, the Vikings this, the Vikings that. Some people have the Vikings in the Super Bowl. They still have Kirk Cousins, everyone. Don't forget that. And Aaron Rodgers is not going to lose to Kirk Cousins today. I just don't see that happening. So I like the Packers to go in to Minnesota and beat up on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the game will be close, and I get it. Oh, well, who does Aaron Rodgers have to throw to? It doesn't matter. He could be throwing to me, and we still got a chance. Aaron Rodgers is that dude. Remember that. He's the back-to-back reigning MVP. Put some respect on the guy's name, and you can't just say, oh, the Vikings. Maybe talent-wise, roster-wise, the Vikings may have a better roster, but you have a new head coach, a new system, and Aaron Rodgers is still going to be operating in a system that he's been in with his coach for quite some time the last couple of years. So listen, don't rule out the Green Bay Packers. Now, do I see them being a Super Bowl contender? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. So what else can I have to say about that? So that's my upset, another upset of the week. The Raiders going into LA, Inglewood, SoFi Stadium against the Chargers. The Raiders are a lot of expectations. You added Devontae Adams, especially after what happened last year in their season with your head coach, with the racial slurs. You got guys doing social media with AK-47s and assault rifles. You got people driving recklessly, killing people. Listen, they survived that, and now they're back. The Raiders are a better team. They're a better team. They added Chandler Jones on the defensive side of the ball. Now, I still am skeptical of their defensive secondary. They don't really have anybody back there that can cover. Now, this is going to be a shootout, just like the previous matches when they played the not San Diego Chargers, but the LA Chargers. I still think the Raiders are going to go into LA and win this game because I feel like Brandon Staley, their head coach, is going to screw it up. He's an idiot, and he's going to cost the Chargers. Now, I think the Chargers are talented, but the Raiders are just going to be a little bit too much. Excuse me. Had to get some water there. I think the Raiders overall are just going to be too much, and they're going to get that win on the road. It should be an exciting game, though. This is going to be another game that I'm going to be glued in just because of the stars on the field. All right. Sunday Night Football. Big matchup, a rematch of last year's first game of the week. Tampa Bay rolling into Dallas to take on my Dallas Cowboys. Couple thoughts here, and some of you are going to probably think I'm a fanboy, but I'm not. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, some issues, offensive line. They're missing 2 key offensive starters on the line. That's huge for especially a quarterback that's not mobile as Tom Brady. I'm not going to doubt Tom Brady as far as his skill, but he is getting older, longer in the tooth, and there might be some personal issues that he's dealing with. I'm not saying he's not going to be locked in. Dallas's defense is very opportunistic. That's probably the strong point on this team right now is the defense. Now, the Cowboys did not improve this offseason as far as on the offensive side of the ball. You traded Amari Cooper. You let Lyle Collins go. Didn't add any real veteran leadership into the wide receiver room. Michael Gallup, who was on track to possibly start today. I mean, they're probably taking it easy. Maybe next week or the week after, we might see him back out there. That'll be a big boost to them. But CeeDee Lamb is going to be the number 1 receiver today. Hopefully some of these other young guys can step up. But with all that said, I think that despite coaching, and I'm going against my best judgment today. I really am. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to pull out a close one. This game was close last year. And, Dak Prescott played pretty well, threw for over 400 yards last year against Tampa Bay on the road, prime time. I think at home, I think he has something to prove. One thing about Dak Prescott is that when everything is down on him, he reminds everyone that he's a good player. And I think today the Cowboys will pull out in a close one. If if our coach doesn't screw it up in the end. So I'll take the Cowboys to win today. And finally, the matchup for tomorrow, we got the Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson returning back to where it all started pretty quickly. He's bringing Broncos country into Seattle. I mean, listen, Seattle, for what it's worth, they don't really, I mean, look, Pete Carroll doesn't, this team may not be that talented. I still think they'll give them a little bit of a push, but the Broncos are definitely the favorites in this game. I mean, I just can't see it. I mean, it's going to be close. I think -6, 6.5 somewhere. But the Broncos should win this game. They should definitely win this game. I mean, there's no doubt about that the Broncos should win this game and run away with this. Just because they have a better roster. Defensively, they're really good. Now, who's the quarterback? I think is the starter there. Is it Geno Smith? If I'm not mistaken, Geno Smith is the starter there in Seattle. Tyler Lockett's a nice guy. I mean, I think the game will be close, but at some point the Broncos are just going to be a little bit too much, and they're going to pull away. Now, it should be a lot of emotion. Obviously, Russell Wilson in his first game as a Bronco is returning to Seattle, so a place that he won a Super Bowl. Almost should have won a second Super Bowl, but they screwed that one up. But now he returns home to where it all started. Now, I'm interested to see what the fans or what their reaction is going to be to him, because it seems like he requested the trade to get out of there. But who knows what the hell situation was? So we'll have to wait and see. But those are my picks. Those are the games. Those are the previews of the matchups this week, and that's what I'm going to be doing every Sunday to get you guys ready and give you my thoughts. So, one last thing, and let me give you my clutch picks of the week. Get that loaded up for you guys. And just a little recap, because I kind of gave you guys my picks. But just a recap, here are the clutch picks of the week. I love Green Bay. Talked about that. I love the Steelers. I like the Raiders. And I like my Dallas Cowboys tonight in prime time on Sunday Night Football. So I'm locked and loaded and ready for that. I can't wait. So those are the picks. Last year I finished 500. So this year I'm looking to surpass that. So there we are. All right. Good. About 30 minutes. That's about it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was pretty brief, but that's what I'm going to be doing every week now up until literally the Super Bowl. So I hope you guys enjoying yourself. Hey, have a great Sunday morning. Enjoy the games, man. If you drink responsibly. Have a good time. Enjoy everyone's company, man. And hey, football is back. It's back. I'm excited. I can't wait to just kick my feet up and watch these games all day long. So, hey, catch me next week. Same time at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be right here on Facebook and YouTube live streaming. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like, share, comment, and follow, man. I appreciate that. But other than that, I'm out of here. I got stuff to do. I got games to watch. But, hey, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is Clutch Sports Talk NFL Sunday Morning with me, Ryan Flowers. Never settle till the work is done. Let's go. See you guys.